Okay, so Anthony Storian has a new video on his Incognito mode channel on exploration. I have no idea what this is about. Somebody searching for stuff under the bed. Kind of weird, but let's watch it. Sponsored by NordVPN.
Exploration. Exploration! What is exploration? Ah, no one's climbed this one before. Whee! Witness this moment, Mokel. Make a note, boy. Yeah, I used to plow once, but I've given it up. Now I'm more of an explorer. Maybe I should explore my sexuality. What the hell is that? Under the ocean, I'm afraid there's not much to see. A gun!
We are going to watch something on the Kendrick Lamar situation. I have some thoughts about it because it's way deeper than people make it out to be. It's a beef that's been going on since 2011, I want to say. So, like, king of petty, that is Kendrick. Respect to him for what he's doing against the vile lies of Drake, and more than just lies. Yeah, 2024 is the year of finding out who you should hide your children from. But yeah, we will watch some stuff on Kendrick Lamar in a bit, but this one first. I have watched the NASCAR video. It was pretty interesting. That will come out later this week.
First things first, a little bit of admin.
Yes.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, thank you.
I just wanted to let you know, in honor of you, my friend, I'm going to avoid using any homophobic slurs for the rest of the month.
Well, maybe just for the next 10 minutes.
Wait, I'm still going to say them, but I just won't say them with as much vitriol. How about that?
How about I'll pull a Tazonde and pull away from the mic to say them?
I didn't know that Manny Kudos was... is he? Or are they just joking?
You imagine that? Like, we're just having a chat, and then you just hear, like, a quiet slur. Like, just in the mic off.
Just off in the distance. You're right. What, did you say something?
No.
Nope.
No, I didn't.
And of course you've got your Discord set up so that, like, it's so sensitive that it picks up even the smallest sounds.
The best.
That's a really funny idea.
All right, what did you actually want to talk about?
Hawaii.
We've flown to Hawaii in a couple of months. When you look at that on the map, oh boy, those dudes be out there. I feel like in general that would be quite a relaxing living for the last several thousand years. Just chilling, eating fish and fucking coconuts and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was fairly brutish as well. Like, Captain Cook, he died in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, he got run over by a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, that's right. And he got killed by the locals. And one of the reasons for that was they became very scared of the Europeans because this was their second voyage over. And the first time, someone went on the ship sick. They go, guys, does anyone have a cold? Does anyone have a flu? We're serious. You can't come. You can't come if you're sick. No, I swear, it's just my allergies. It's just the sea air. All right. And then they brought him along, and then he sneaked.
Yeah, it's the second time this happened. Well, where he caused a major debacle, right? Columbus did that too.
Sneezed on one of the locals, and then, 90% of the population died.
Just ran up and sneezed on him.
And then he went back to England or whatever. And in the meanwhile, the Hawaiians are going, what the heck? They put a curse on us. And then Captain Cook shows up again, and he's going, I'm loving this. This was brilliant last time. They had coconut bras. They had coconut cocktails.
Coconut music.
Yeah. They didn't have horses, but they would clap the coconut halves together.
Oh my God.
Loving it. Especially when there was a strong breeze.
That was a Monty Python reference and the Holy Grail.
And shirts.
Moana on TV. And anyway, they were loving it. And then all of a sudden they see the natives and they're running up, and this time they got spears, and they're going, what's going on?
Hey, what the hell, man? Pretty sure I heard something different. That doesn't seem right.
Were you calling me a liar?
I don't know. I heard something different.
Yeah, hold on, let me Google. I'll Google it. Look, I found these ladies. They will be the arbiters of the whole thing.
Cook is, horrible because he brought disease. He's not terribly important. The best thing about him is that we killed him.
Oh, wow.
That's
Demon time.
It's not very nice.
I'm glad we ate him.
This is where Cook went, took his diseases to the Maoris, to the Tahitians, whatever. We can stay. We Hawaiians took care of this problem. We killed Cook.
They didn't know about germ theory. He didn't know. All right, this lady didn't give us any substantial information. So we consulted Wikipedia as to what actually happened. Okay, so here's what happened. So Cook, right, he returns, and it's not just him, there's other people with him. They return to Hawaii, and they need to do repairs because their ship, the mast is broken. While they're doing that, there's a series of thefts from Cook's camp. It says here that they stole iron tongs and baskets.
Oh.
So it's the valuable stuff, you gotta keep that in the vault.
The real high value items.
So they put up with the thieving and the pinching for a while, but then, so they've got these boats, right? So they park them in the ocean. You don't want to get too close to the beach. You don't want to get stuck on the shore. So you then take these little boats all the way to the shore, and they're called cutters. At one point they discovered, hey, someone's stolen one of our little boats. So the next day, Cook and about 10 of his dudes, they march ashore, right? And they go up to the Hawaiian king, and his name is like Turiabu. And they go, you're coming with us, fella. We're going to take you as a hostage, and then we're going to force the natives to return the boat, please. Also, I want those tongs back. And that basket.
And also, how did you possibly get past our security to steal the tongs
What
and
security?
basket?
But in the chaos, when they're trying to take the king, a Hawaiian chief shows up,
Okay.
and his name is like Kalimu, and he's shot and killed.
Real bad timing on his part.
Things have escalated from tongs and boats to murder.
I like to imagine he just pops into the hut like, oh, hey guys, what's happening here? Bang! just real wrong place, wrong time.
I got those 10 Hawaiian pizzas you ordered.
Pizza time.
So the natives, they get angry.
Obviously.
Understandably.
Cook and his crew, they take off running. They're going back for the longboats.
Yep.
They're like, we got to get out of there. We got to get off this island. We've made a big mistake.
Yep.
Huge. And then while they're pushing their boats into the water, Cook and the crew are attacked by the natives. Uh-oh. Now, they're fighting, and it's all in slow motion. And Cook turns around, he shoots and he kills a native warrior. At that point, he is then struck with a wooden club, and then someone stabs him with an iron dagger.
Oh.
Real like level 1 goblin items to be killed by. He took a collective 12 damage from that.
Cook then fell down, and he, along with 4 other soldiers, were never seen again by the men who escaped back to the Resolution, which is the big ship.
Yeah.
And then they weirdly preserved his body and did a whole bunch of things. We can't show the images. It's very gruesome. I think they kind of liked him by the end. Yeah, at least once he was dead.
It's hard to be angry at a body, I guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
That is, yeah, okay, that's very different to what I was led to believe. I would like to know how this other chief was shot and killed. Well, I suppose the instigating event was the theft, but that definitely escalated it a little bit. Like, how do you go from...
Yeah, the chief might have attacked him or something.
Okay, yeah, if it was a self-defense, then that would make a bit more sense. I'm so sorry to the editor who has to proofread all the nonsense that I've, all the nonsense and half-truths.
Yeah, things that we've, overheard in a fever dream.
Yeah, like vague, heard half of at a pub. Because
when we're in the club, or we're in the, somewhere cool. Me just with an ear to a glass at the toilet stall.
You would be surprised how often this happens. I have not gone on a, calling it a bender would be wrong to say because I never drank that widely. But I haven't gotten drunk in a while, over a decade in the least. But when we used to go to nightclubs a lot, because one of my friends' older brother actually owned a nightclub, and we used to help him work there. That was a nice way of earning some extra cash during the weekends. But when we used to do that, a typical thing that will happen is that when people get drunk, obviously the defenses go down. They start opening up a little bit, they loosen up. It's a fine thing. However, there's some people who start getting straight up philosophical on you, and they start discussing about things that are way irrelevant. And so learning about stuff like these in a nightclub or at a party, it's genuine. It happens.
At the kebab shop, and I'm just like, yeah, that's a good fact.
Yeah,
I'm loving that.
I'm gonna put that's
what,
going.
What else happened?
Right in the brain, right in the memory hole for later. They're gonna love this one.
Ad time. Nordman, I sentence you to 2 years in the prison, Slammer. But I'm innocent. And just so you learn a lesson, here's 4 additional months. Welcome to my life. In Schnorr-Schnank. Redemption. It's hell in here. They track your every move.
Prisoners, it's time for cookies. I hope you'll accept them.
There's no privacy in this jail at all. It's like a goddamn prison.
We have trackers all over this prison, and we're going to use that to collect data and sell it to marketers. But someone here has been...
We're watching the Internet Historian on his exploration video. It doesn't have anything specific on what we're exploring, different fields. So, yeah. He used to do a series called In the Field during the lockdown, so I think this is just a continuation of it.
using a VPN, and I have a suspicion of who it is.
I'll never rat out my crew, Warden.
Have it your way, then.
Just let me out, Warden. You don't have to make this such a huge deal.
So
Wait a
stupid.
Something in my prison wallet.
Kid, if you ever find yourself in the hole, use this. Saley eSIM.
The Saley eSIM gives you 20 gigabytes of mobile data, which you can use anywhere in the world. And then you pair it with the NordVPN app, and then you're totally anonymous as well, and you can pretty much go anywhere and do anything.
A gift when you sign up to NordVPN.
Hello, Nord 24 hours support hotline? I'm in solitary and I'm feeling very alone right now.
Where did he go? Impossible!
Come with me.
I can't. I belong here. But where are you gonna go, kid?
With Nord's thousands of servers around the globe, anywhere but here.
Final call for the flight. All passengers please line up.
So dramatic.
Not leaving so soon, are you?
Huh?
I changed my mind about jail.
Saley man?
I
Silly man.
sentence you to a life sentence with me. Naughty Dufresne was never seen again by authorities. But he went on to commit many, many more crimes. So get NordVPN today with nordvpn.com/incognito.
Get a huge deal on a 2-year plan plus 4 extra months.
And when you sign up using my link, you get a free eSIM with Saley. Hey, that's pretty good.
He does it well for them.
Would you live at the bottom of the ocean?
Absolutely
No,
not.
no.
Not even.
No,
Not even.
no, hell no. Bottom of the ocean, forget it. You know what? I way better spend it. They're going to make a Bioshock reference, aren't they? Because that's literally where my brain went. Either in Rapture or Colombia. Well, Colombia is not an option because during a stream, I tried Bioshock Infinite. And I found out that, well, it was basically racist land. So no, neither is an option. Actually, no, we're not going in the air. We're staying grounded as we are right now. Fuck no.
I don't even want to think about it. No, look, I played Bioshock 1 and 2. That seems like an awful idea. It'd be fun to visit, maybe. But
I'd quite like to live under the ocean.
really?
That seems really neat, you know, live in a big
glass semicircle.
You have like a chute, like a window that just opens up and just fish pour in, you close it, and that's your dinner. I just like to imagine like some like 1950s housewife just opening up the windows to get some air in and just a bunch of fish flopping. The apple pie on the windowsill just gets obliterated.
Now, I wanted to show you this because I saw this the other day and I thought it was very neat. Okay, so this is a very cool channel. It's called Natural World Facts, right? And this particular video is on brine pools. And so what happens is, at the bottom of the ocean, there are different levels of salinity, and sometimes you end up with these pockets of exceedingly salty water. And they're usually filled with like sulfur and lots of other bad stuff too.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, this guy's, here's this crab, and he's loving it, and look at all these mussels. Brilliant.
Oh, you'd be stoked.
Absolutely. And then there's a pool over here, and somehow it's breached its wall, and then it's just slid downhill, and it spills out like a river running through the bottom of the ocean across the sea floor. And it just finds like its lowest point, right? Because it's heavier than the rest of the water.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And there's all these like oysters that are like, it's great being down here, lower than the brine pool. I'm loving this.
Look at those idiots up there stuck in the brine pool, unlike us. Downhill chads.
Food's falling down here all the time. We're getting big and fat and we love it.
The downhill chad versus the brine pool virgin.
And then it's like, hey, what's that? What's that smell? Is it getting darker? 5 seconds later, he's like, I can't get out of the way. I can't get out of the way. And they just get devastated.
So it really is like the Goo Lagoon and SpongeBob, like how they have water. It's the sequel to water. There's water inside water. It's crazy that it is just so much darker. Like in a fantasy game, that would be the void or the dark evil that seeps across the land.
Look at these stupid fish. Like they can see it's just death incarnate, and then
what's down here?
Oh, I'm dying. No. I'm dying. I'm dead.
Yeah, fish are stupid. I think if they had eyebrows, we'd feel bad for them.
Right.
But they don't. So, like, if you saw someone, like, throw a puppy off a cliff, you'd feel horrible.
Right.
But, like, discusing a fish off a cliff, that would honestly be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. They're so alien looking, they can't emote that you don't really feel bad for them. I feel like being a fish is literally the worst animal you could roll.
Yeah.
Because, like, at least if you're a land mammal, you can at least see the world around you.
Right.
Fish is like, you can see at most 2 to 5 meters in front of you.
Yeah, you got your eyes at the side of your head.
At any point, you can just get Five Nights at Freddy's jump scared by like a bigger fish, of which there is like infinite amounts of.
Like, oh, wow, look, a tasty morsel. That thing looks delicious. So I go and I take a little bite. Oh my god, something's pulling on my face. Something's pulling on my fucking face. And then you know what? You might pull a cool trick and somehow you might get loose of the line and you go, whoa, that wasn't a tasty morsel at all. I got tricked. Oh, there's something in my mouth. And you've just got the hook now forever. It's like, there's something between my teeth. Steve, could you get this?
Could you imagine just having, even just the idea of like something between your teeth and you can't do anything about it? Imagine, then just having like a piece of shrapnel in your face that's just stuck there. And not only do you not have the capability of removing it, nobody you know does.
And no one feels any sympathy either. At best, you get you got a new piercing.
Yeah. Damn, Jeff's gone metal, huh?
Well, I think it's because no matter what, the fish's life ends in a brutal and violent way.
Yes.
There is no fish retirement.
The fish grows old and grey and then just slumps off from the herd to die a peaceful life amongst the trees and...
Hold my fin.
Fish holler.
I see the light. No, it's getting eaten, torn apart. Your cheek's getting pulled by a rod. You're getting dissolved by stomach acid alongside 500 other fish in the whale's guts. You're drowning in saltier water. There's no good out.
No.
For a fish.
No.
The idea of being a fish is like, you're in like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 24/7. Like,
if you get adopted as a pet, you just get flushed down the toilet for some.
direction they turn around, you hear the revving of the chainsaw.
You're literally running 24/7, except you've also got 2 extra axes to deal with because a fish could come from above or below too.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
You can't like hide behind a bush. I guess you could hide in some rocks on the seabed. And also visibility, right? Like unless you're in crystal clear waters.
And
Would I want to return to some primitive times? No, but I would like to live a bit further away from like just the pollution that is the cities. I mean, that's why I kind of love what we have here. It's like a mixture of like sort of rural and urban. Like we have plenty of woods we can escape to if we want to, but we don't have an exorbitant amount of traffic around here. So we have a perfect mixture. Anything that has like skyscrapers around it is something that you can automatically forget. That's not worth living at. That level of urbanization is too much for me. If I could stay in the countryside, I would, but that's not exactly an option for me right now. But yeah, I think it's nice. Also, I am in a relationship with a person who has us eating as organic as possible, so perhaps some thought about moving to the countryside is definitely on our list.
And there's no way that they're not weirded out by the deep sea fish either. Like they must be looking at some of these guys and being like, they look fucking weird.
But you reckon they're like, it's like they can't bring it up? Kind of offensive, like
yeah, I like that. Yeah, they're just like they're little fish kids. They go, no, don't be insensitive. Hey.
It's like when a child sees like a disabled person and starts like pointing at them or whatever, and just like, no, that's just how they are. It's okay.
Exploring Everest, never do that. It's so dumb. The fact that people are literally staying in lines today to be able to climb up there is ridiculous. And what's worse is that they're making use of like Tibetan guides who are helping them to do all that, and they barely get paid. And for the most time, at least from some of the articles that I read on the matter, they always complain. And they litter so much on top of the Everest. It's such a weird endeavor.
Would you ever want to climb a mountain?
I wouldn't climb a mountain. I'd walk up one. I would never do Everest. There's like a pretty high percentage chance you don't get out of that.
I just don't see the appeal. You got to take like 3 weeks off work.
Yeah, there's a good chance you'll just die in one of the worst ways, like either getting crushed or rolling down a hill or falling down a crevasse and breaking your leg and just starving to death. Like there's innumerable ways you could die. I'm sure the view is spectacular.
I don't think it is. I think you can barely see anything.
That's what I'm saying. But even what you do see is like when it's something like this, like the image you have there, it's like, you just see more snowy rocks. It's not like you climb to the top of a nice hill and Yellowstone Valley.
There's no nice restaurant up there.
No, exactly. You're not uncovering like a hidden lagoon or valley or something. And especially like Mount Everest as well. You're doing it with like 600,000 other people. So it's like I've heard during peak time of the year, it's literally like a conga line to the top of the mountain. So it's not even like you're like a bold explorer going where no one's gone before. Didn't someone do it in like shorts? It was one of those.
Yes, and that's true. Bodies are literally left there.
Guys who says they can like control their body temperature. I'm not kidding. I think a guy did do that. Is it? Yeah, it's Wim Hof. I thought it was him. The guy, the Iceman says he's able to like regulate his body temperature and shit.
There must be something to it if he can.
Yeah,
if he didn't die,
you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you? Like you've spent several $1,000s at Kathmandu, kidding yourself out, and you just see some guy.
Yeah, it feels like you're way topping everybody.
It's already impressive to climb to the top, and now he's like doing it even better than you. It's like, come on, man, at least let me have this. Wasn't Dark Souls, you can pick your class and you can be like, is it deprived or something?
Yeah.
You're just in your...
Oh, yeah, I know the one you mean.
He's just combat rolling to the top of the top of the mountain.
Bookshops. Okay.
Okay, let me tell you what I explored.
Okay.
I explored the bookshop on the weekend.
That's like a mental exploration.
I used to have a lot of books, like a lot of books.
You seem well read.
I'm not particularly well-bred. Well-bred. Well-read.
Well-bred.
But what happened was...
Careful there, historian. Where are you going with that?
I used to buy books for $1.
Sure.
Very quickly, I accumulated a lot of books. And anyway, I moved to one place and then a flood hit. And then I moved to another place. They got kind of left to the elements and so much dust got in there. So I went full 1930s mode and I had a fire in the
You did a
backyard
book burning.
I had a book burning of my own stuff. And I thought, I'm just going to start the collection again. And so this weekend, I went to the bookstore and I got some better books. Some books.
$2.
I got some books with pictures.
Oh,
So
mangas.
comics or like children's books.
So they've got a whole aisle now dedicated to manga.
I think it's pronounced mango.
And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what all the fuss is about. And so they had these books on like Junji Ito, and I thought, yeah,
those are
quite spooky.
good.
I like spooky stories.
Oh, yeah, he's good. Yep.
So I got a couple of those. I'm wandering around, and I get to the like mystical aisle.
Netflix made the biggest flex recently, where they made an adaptation of, not that recent actually. They started doing that last year, but adaptation of some of Junji Ito's work. They are spooky.
And I thought, oh, this would be funny. I'll buy her story and like a book on witchcraft. And then when people come around and visit, I'll like leave it on the coffee table and I'll tell people that her historian's really into this stuff now.
All dog-eared with like a bookmark in it. And
Yeah.
That's a white girl move.
So I'm in that sort of aisle and there's a whole bunch of tarot cards there.
oh,
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Yep, that's a white girl move.
So I look at those, I pick it up, and the box feels very light. Well, that's weird. And it says on a sticker, please see at the counter. They can't trust tarot cards in the store regular. Interesting. So I went to the front counter, and I bought my couple of books, and I said to the lady, why are all the tarot cards behind the counter?
People
and
are
she
stealing
goes,
them.
there's so much shoplifting of tarot cards. It's like the most stolen thing in the whole store.
It's all of those TikTok witches and those astrology nuts. Yeah, mostly on TikTok, I want to say, who are stealing them. I want to bet that is what is happening. They are vile. There's actually like a TikTok astrology scam epidemic going on. I stumbled on like I think there was 2 articles and a video, a short one that I watched on the matter. It's kind of scary, and again because it's freaking astrology that people are falling for those kind of things.
oh, wow. I would not have picked that.
No, I wouldn't have either. I thought that was so interesting. And I said, so what's number 2? And then she points down at my book. She goes, we've got a copy of Berserk up the back, and we don't even keep it at the front counter.
Yeah.
We keep it in the storage out the
Okay,
back.
now I get
That does not surprise
I
me
get
because
that.
I've tried to buy the first edition of Berserk, so I'm like, I want to read this, but it's never anywhere, and I just
Yeah.
assumed, it's so popular that it's sold out. But that makes way more sense that people were just shanghaiing it.
Hey, yeah. She also said, like, well, the reason that the tarot cards are stolen so often is because they're so easy to resell.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Would stealing them not imbue them with some dark energy, or does that like
Bad
activate their
juju.
powers? Now, ironically, if the store actually used the tarot cards, they would know that they're about to get stolen from.
Yeah, it's like how no one steals a Ouija board because you always see it coming.
It's funny how recent Ouija boards are.
Yeah, I've heard it's Parker Brothers thing.
Yeah, it was just some goofy board game from like the 60s.
Got questions? Don't be left in the dark. New glow-in-the-dark Ouija.
I mean, to be fair, you are absolutely right. Those things do go hand in hand.
Be like if Mousetrap turned out to be haunted or something.
Oh, yeah, no, I like that. It's like, whatever you do, do not go seeking the cheese. I did once, and boy, do I regret it.
Do you remember the mousetrap ad?
It's a crazy contraption. Wait.
No, it's the crazy action. Something action. The crazy contraption. The fun is catching its mousetrap. Fuck.
What they should have for the tarot cards, they're plated in such a way that you just want to steal them. Even if you have no interest in stealing tarot cards, you're like, oh, I could fully take that so easily.
Yeah.
But you do. And then all of a sudden you start hearing like clinks and dinks of small ball bearings rolling around. A giant plastic cage lands on top of you. I don't know how that works with OSHA, but I reckon we could get it pushed through.
Old video games, especially old online games, are very creepy in a very liminal space kind of way.
That's true.
You know, the graphics are all like very outdated, and you'll be playing games where there'll be the implication of a wider world, but you just know, and the reality is there's nothing there. Like, if I could just jump over this wall, I'm in a void.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Like you're playing Pokemon or something, and you actually manage to move the truck, and there's a door.
And you step into the door.
Yeah, and you go inside, right? And it's like a liminal space, which is very scary.
Yeah.
And it's like a cave. You're expecting to encounter Dugtrio and Zubats, but instead it's nothing. As I walked through the cave, it got darker and darker, and I started to notice some strange things. There were skeletons. What's the bit? It's called like Pokemon Death Black? Or
No,
like,
it has to be called Pokemon Blood Red or something. Pokemon.
I've never heard of this.
Pokemon Grey, actually, that's kind of cool. That's a liminal color.
Is there like an adjective we can throw on it? Like,
No.
what about like morbid gray?
I feel Pokemon Grey. I feel
green.
like Pokemon Kill Your Parents Orange.
Where does this go?
I got it.
Yeah.
The weird thing was, the man at the EB Games insisted that this was the best version. It's weird though. Never seen that man working there before.
When he spoke backwards and in tongues. But I thought he had just had an aneurysm. I just shrugged. It's perfect.
I walk up to one of the corpses and push A, expecting a dialogue box to open up, and one did. But it was blank, as though the programmers had forgotten to type anything in. And that was when it happened. The Pokemon battle music started playing.
But backwards.
And all distorted.
Eventually, I came to a crossroads. I could either go left or right. So I turned right. And as I got to the end of that path, there was another intersection. So I turned right. Eventually, I got tired. I went onto the dark net. And I started asking, what's going on? And then someone finally replied, never go left. Luckily, till then, I had only ever gone right. And the username was just
H3LPM3.
Oh, me.
I logged back onto my Game Boy. I turned left. That's when it happened. I blacked out. In the game and in real life. I woke up the next day and I went outside. I was suddenly in the cave.
Oh, shit.
In real life. I yelled out into the cave, hello? Is anybody there?
But all I heard back was echoes. As time went on, though, the echoes started to become more distorted.
It was surreal. It was more than surreal.
Oh, please don't do a jump scare.
My dad's gonna kill me.
That's it. They've always got their priorities wrong, yeah.
I came across several piles of bones.
I bent down over one of the skeletons and I saw in its pocket a journal. I opened the journal and I read the first page. It said, I'm so happy. Today I just bought my copy of Pokemon Grey.
All this is written down in a journal.
I flipped through the pages and then I found it. They said they found the truck too. They went into the cave as well. And now they're saying that they're lost in the cave.
This person's style of writing was familiar.
Oh my God.
My suspicions were confirmed when I got to the final page. All that it was hundreds and hundreds of scratchings that said, don't go left.
Then I saw it. They signed their name at the bottom of their last journal entry. H3LPM3.
That's when I realized it was saying I walked around in the game a little bit more until I saw the first human figure I'd seen in this cave in the game.
Oh no.
I started to get closer to Ash Ketchum, but he wasn't usual. He was 18 feet tall, and his limbs were all very lanky, not like in
Okay. Slender Ash is nightmare fueled.
the cartoons.
Instead of, I want to be the best, he said, I want to kill everybody.
And as his face got closer, it was like my vision was overcome with TV static.
And I blacked out.
When I woke up, I was in a strange, new place. It was still the cave, but in the distance, I could see lights like those of a hospital room. There was a hospital bed in the cave.
What?
And Ash Ketchum was in the hospital bed. I went over there to see what was going on.
The whole theory of Ash being stuck in a coma. And that's why he never ages.
And as I got up right next to Ash, I realized he's been in a coma the whole time. Wait a minute. I had seen a theory about this.
That's when I looked back again and I realized
What was it?
Ash had my face. What if his mouth just opened and it played like the garbled, creepy Pokemon cries?
Because we've done that 8 times. That's why we can't do that.
But what if we did it a 9th
It
time?
can't be more static. He can't open his mouth and more static comes out like this.
He can! I blinked and now I was in the bed, looking up. But I was no longer in the cave.
I was in the hospital.
I had just woken up and my parents were around me. They said that I fainted.
I was looking around for my Game Boy Color, but I couldn't see it anywhere. I asked my dad, and he said, it's at home, but we haven't even bought you a single game to play in it yet.
You've been playing an empty Game Boy the whole time.
This experience shook me to my core, but my dad and mum both reassured me that everything will be all right. Anyway, this might be my last journal entry for a few weeks. Me and my parents are going to go on holiday tomorrow to visit New York City. Thanks, everyone. Dated September 10th, 2001.
Jesus Christ, that's so
Wow. All of this to deliver that joke. You gotta show this to Jay Schlatt. He hasn't got enough 9/11 traumas yet.
stupid. A few weeks later, I was at a cafe
Wow.
out with my girl when all of a sudden I looked across the table and what I saw, it shocked me to my core.
The guy from EB Games is just like there.
Like Michael Caine giving like a knowing nod at the end of Batman.
Yeah. Like a pedestrian walks past and he's gone.
That's it, yeah. Or it's got to be like a suspenseful thing like, uh-oh, think of what the ramifications for the whole world will be. So, over the years, I've tried to put that all behind me, keep it out of my memory. Maybe it really was all just a dream. Except,
Yeah.
one day, I was browsing the Pirate Bay,
Yeah.
and someone had uploaded the ROM, Pokemon Void Black. There it was.
Forgot the name.
And it had been
It was great.
downloaded 30 million times.
I clicked on it, and the description was just an assy art picture of Ash Ketchum's face in the bed. Exactly how I remember it.
I ran downstairs. I knew my dad liked to use the Pirate Bay. I went into his study. I burst through the door. Don't play that ROM. But when I opened the door to his office, there was just a chair, an empty pile of clothes, and the ROM was open. He had gone to a liminal space, and I would never see him again.
All I heard was that familiar beat. Beep, 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 beep.
Thanks again to NordVPN.
Stupid.
Don't forget to get a huge deal on our 2-year plan.
My fucking god. What the hell? No, you're absolutely right. That's how a lot of these creepypastas are structured. The concepts are kind of fine, but the execution is always kind of dirt.
John?
Yes, boss.
I have a question about this male chastity cage. Are these measurements in centimeters or inches?
They would be inches?
This can't be right. This can't be right.
Oh, they've had this problem before with custom orders. They sent a pic just in case so that you could clear up any confusion.
Thank you.
Don't let it get you down, boss. We're all a little less than that.
What the fuck?
I must confess, I've never seen such mass and girth on a flaccid peen. He's wrecking JJ and stretching ass every time.
No, no.
Wishing that his Schmeat was mine.